Hello, thank you for watching this Sashiko Story channel. This is Atsushi. Today I would like to try something new with the new camera and new software. I offer a lot of live streaming with unedited filming. At the same time, it is very difficult for me to add the caption or edit to make it easier for you to watch it. Um, Instead of trying to spend more time on editing, I would like to try something new to add myself in the camera to comment on the video I live streamed before so that I can add the story and also the description. Today, I would like to share the short that I mended a couple weeks ago at the end of the summer. So this is the short I wore this summer, and I needed some mending. And this is the 4 times faster than actual speed. I spent about 3 or 4 hours to finish the mending. I would like to add some stories, some explanation for this mending itself. As I keep sharing in my Instagram or YouTube, I decided to not to purchase any new clothes in 2017, and I have not purchased anything. I accept the gift, but I accept the gift from my family and stuff like that, but I have not purchased anything yet. So of course I need some mending after wearing some things. So this is the process of mending, and the process you're looking at right now is so-called basting. In order to stitch, you have to keep the fabric stable. And since it's torn, there's a hole. The fabric keeps shifting if you do not fix it on something. So I am now trying to fix the torn part with using the basting thread, which is going to be cut after you complete stitching. This is probably one of the most time-consuming process. Once you start doing the Sashiko stitching, it's not that time-consuming, but this basting process is as important as the actual stitching, and therefore I'm spending extra time to match the fabric as well as to not do shift, which means like to fix the fabric on the short. I have to talk about Sashiko and mending too. I do not consider Sashiko is the mending technique. It is mending is a very important part of Sashiko, but it is not equal. So I do use Sashiko technique to mend, but Sashiko is more than that. And I hope you can learn that a bit of mending, which I do, and it's not all the Sashiko I usually share. So at this moment, this is the process of patching the fabric to the short, to the pants that I I basted. Since there is a big hole, I needed some small fabric to patch it. And here also you need a basting because that the hole itself is fixed, but now you have to fix some fabric over that, and this was the process of basting, and this is the process of actual stitching. We could call it Sashiko, and I am doing Sashiko stitching right now using the Sashiko thread. Not yet. I am sorry. Yes, this is the Sashiko stitching, and you may wonder if I am using the pattern or not. For this pants, I did not use any patterns. I am just stitching the linear lines, parallel lines. The patterns are great to make it more beautiful. At the same time, we use geometric patterns to make the fabric stronger. When it comes to the mending, geometric patterns may be too difficult or too complicated to make the fabric stronger or to successfully mend the fabric. The purpose of this project, the purpose of my stitching right now is to make the fabric more stronger, to keep using it to the next summer. So instead of putting some pattern on the fabric, I decided to add some parallel lines, which is going to make the fabric more stronger. You couldn't probably see it. It's fast forwarded. It's not that obvious, but I did make the knot, which I do not make a lot of Sashiko stitching project, but for the mending, sometimes the knots would be necessary to keep the fabric on. So Sashiko became famous as the mending technique, and mending is very important part of Sashiko, but the more primitive message in Sashiko is to make fabric stronger so we can use it longer time. Ideally, we would do the Sashiko stitching before the hole comes out. I did not do any Sashiko stitching for this short pants because I was not expecting to use it for that long time. I probably got it like 5 years ago, so I got it before I decided to not to purchase any fabric, any cloth. But it is going a good. It has been serving a lot nicely to me, so I decided to add some fabric, some layers, so that we can keep using it. I did not add any patterns, but it is okay decision because once you add one fabric, one layer, once you complete one mending, the other part of the cloth for this pants, the part that I did not stitch, the right under the part that I put the fabric on will be significantly weaker in comparison to the part I stitched, I mended. Therefore, I probably need another mending sometimes next summer, probably very soon. So, which means that I have to keep mending. The part I mend will be stronger, but the part I did not mend will be weaker in comparison. As the result, I have to keep mending until it becomes completely piece of trash, which probably will not happen when we can keep mending. That's why it's not gonna probably happen until the really end of the fabric. The ultimate result is so-called borrow. We know that. We know that the ultimate result is so-called borrow, and that became pretty famous for that. So this is simple process of mending. I do not know if I can call it Sashiko mending because it's just simply the mending, and I can call it Sashiko mending because I use the Sashiko thread, Sashiko needles, and Sashiko sort of the posture for that matter, but I do not claim this as the Sashiko mending. This is pretty much the Sashiko, this is pretty much the mending which exists in any cultures, and I am using just Sashiko posture, Sashiko running stitch to make the fabric more stronger, more durable, and more better mending. Right now, at this point, this is not even Sashiko at all. I am just adding this stitch to cover the biggest hole. Kind of not a blind stitch, bridging using the thread as the bridge to go over the hole. So Sashiko is more than mending. Sashiko is more than making the even stitches. It is the process of making the fabric stronger. It is the process of appreciating the fabric. At the same time, the similar culture existed pretty much everywhere. So I want you to learn that what Sashiko means for the Japanese people, and of course I want you to enjoy the mending and Sashiko as well. By the way, this is kind of the adding additional stitching that I decided to do. The back side of this short got torn last year that I did not film to mend. It was getting somewhat weaker at the end of this summer, so I am adding some stitches to make it more stronger. It is very interesting to use this Sashiko thread and Sashiko needle, but as the result, the more you stitch, the stronger it gets. That's the kind of core principle of Sashiko. All right, I hope this new trial is gonna be more helpful to enjoy the videos. I will keep coming back and I will keep sharing what Sashiko is for us. Thank you so much for watching, and I will show you the photo of this pants after this videos. Thank you.